Greetings, sending you all some warm, positive vibrations. So, been up very, very early since 4 o'clock, and so now it's actually daylight savings time. So now that's a 2 hour adjustment with my folks that are over on the East Coast. So, have to readjust the whole time frame this time of the year. So I just wanted to touch in really early and take some relaxation. So some quick breaths to set the intention for the day if you haven't already set the intention for the day. So I wanted to come on early, but a lot of times I just listen to my internal vibe, and I went to bed earlier last night. And so I'm just really observing my body and what that feels like, and the different patterns of when you go to bed early, when you turn things off. And I noticed definitely social media can keep me amped and keep me from relaxing. And so last night, after I had prepared some greens, which is later than I normally eat, and I had prepared some delicious live greens from the garden, and I was looking at the computer and I was like, it's 9:30. You want to be in the bed by 10. You need to cut this thing off. And I just cut it off, and I just watched the whole vibration in my space change. And I was like, wow, like these are things that it's like a subtle listening, a subtle communication from your own onboard divine communication system, right? It's innate, it's inborn. And I just observed the whole vibration in my space change from just turning off this screen. So all that to say, I encourage us, and let me know what you think respectfully in the comments. Do you notice a different vibration? Are you able to turn off these screens for a long period of time? Are you able to maintain discernment in using these screens? Or have you observed how hypnotic the music is? Like when I say hypnotic, leading us to things and thoughts and processes that are just on a continual loop, and that being being connected to a lot of our mindless behaviors, because it was a distinct difference when I just turned off the screen, because there's so much stuff, again, clamoring, so much stuff competing for your attention. Greetings, saying some positive vibrations. So I noticed a difference, and so I went to bed relatively early. Yesterday was such a high, more than normal high, because of my time in the park, and then I got a nice surprise that the park was open, and I was able to go in the park. Everything wasn't open in the park, but I just felt such a dramatic shift in energy. Like I felt catapulted in terms of energetic and wanting to do more, just with the sun on my skin, being out. I call it being out to play. And I was able to ride, walk, run up some steep hills, and do just some circuits and listen to my breath without any music. I felt so alive and energized. And then I'm waiting for some new seeds. I have quite a few new baskets of seeds that I'm waiting to sprout. So I'm really excited watching those babies sprout. And then all of the Siberian dwarf kale. It's almost like 100% germination. So that's going to be a lot of heads of kale. So I'm excited. I'm so excited about those things. Those things motivate me to do some of the things, maybe perhaps some of the tasks that are more tedious that I may not want to do, right? In terms of business, just tedious tasks. So I like to observe and have a quiet listening about what gets me motivated to get into action. So a clean space definitely does that. So before I could come on and commune and share, before I get back off to go to work, just looking at, I have a plant that's been bolting up this way, and on its own, it's just opening up to nurturing. I can't believe, because I was like, not that the plant was a goner, but it's bolting is when the plants, they get a lot of heat or something is missing, and they grow up this way, and the plants don't open up nice and full. And I'm watching these plants, which is why I encourage everyone to grow something to keep you company, and also to click back on your connection to nature. The plants respond to your nurturing, your attention, and your care. So why would we be any different than the plant? So I'm amazed at you. I'm amazed at this plant that is communicating the time, care, and attention. And this bypasses a lot of the rhetoric and all of the things that folks are marketing to it. So my space is nice and clean, organized, and already made lots of hot water for the day. And I have ginger and fresh Jamaican lime ready. I have my nice water. And yeah, I've got several things ready to sprout. Well, I'm waiting for them to sprout so that I can lay them on trays for microgreens. And then yesterday also, the tomatoes that I dried was so delicious with fresh ground spices. I like everything fresh, 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 fresh. So I mixed up the cucumber pulp because, as you may or may not know, I used to have a lot of acne. So I am the woman to put fruits and vegetables all over my scalp and my skin. And then I'll do things with the leftover pulp. So all the cucumbers that I juiced yesterday, I'm using the pulp, dried tomatoes. I'm going to dry some more. Actually, tomatoes in season, so I'll be drying a lot more of those. And I know I put something else in. Oh, and so we have some folks that are going to be visiting, which I'm really excited about in this part of the world. So I'm preparing lots of goodies for them in advance. So all these things can help keep me motivated around work, right? And balancing. So a lot of the time over the years, I like organization and I worked a lot on managing my schedule. Now I'm managing more my flow, my time, my energy, the times of the day when I'm more excited and in a flow to do things, right? So I think it's important to pay attention, right? And sometimes we may be in such a rut, which we tuned in on yesterday. Ruts can last for years, right? And our body's not in stasis when we're in a rut. The body's going backwards, right? It's healing and rejuvenating. It's a self-healing mechanism, but it does age with wear and tear. So if we're not doing things to rejuvenate and to renourish and recalibrate, not just putting all these living foods in, but to go to sleep. And I know I find it more challenging with these screens on. So I'm watching the ebb and flow, even of my energy, of when is an ideal time to use the screen time where I can leverage it, where I can make a positive use of the internet, where it can also be reciprocal. Where I can do several things at one time. And then also without a fight, I'm trying to do something. If I'm just always looking at the backdoor mentality, because working in the fitness and the food realm, a lot of times for years, for decades, I've noticed people are trying to diet, trying not to do this, trying not to do that. And eventually it fizzles out. Whereas if you work with your own mind, if there's more incentive, if you're more excited, you're more playful, if you're watching your energy, there's a point at which you can't wait to get out of bed. And I couldn't wait to go play. But I also know I want to move around with my space organized and beautiful. That will give me even more leverage and giving me even more energy. So I'm paying attention to my energy flows. I'm watching. I had a little blemish. I'm watching that heal. I'm watching all of these different things. And what I'm putting my mind and my intention on, these things are motivating me. They're motivating me to do more and to be more efficient, just to do more. So relaxation, all of these things help me relax. A clean space, an organized space, moving things around so that they're more pleasing to my eye. These things also, the stimulus, because clutter for me is stressful, right? It feels like things left undone. It's too much, disorganized. So all of these different things, in addition to the breath, help me to breathe easier and help me to feel more relaxed. So if you'd like to, you're welcome to join me for some relaxation. No gurus, no religion required, just the breath, which is free and which we have access to. So you're welcome to find a comfortable position. If you have issues with your knees or your back, you're welcome to sit up straight in a chair and tilt the bowl of your pelvis, tilt it up this way, right? So you don't have any pinching on your lower back, and gently take your belly button and pull it in gently towards your spine. I'm going to keep a lot of space between your shoulder and your ear. So you want to have lots of space. And after not wearing your earrings for years, I'm playing around with some earrings. because that is fun. So find a comfortable position. You can take your cervical spine, your skull, and pull in gently so you don't have computer neck, just so it's in alignment. I'm going to breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. And I'm going to keep this short so folks can move on with their day. So you can keep your eyes closed or you can keep your eyes open. We want to listen in to see if our inhale and exhale, if it's synchronized, and we want to ensure that we're taking in lots of oxygen. It can sometimes be easier to exhale, and we may not be as mindful of taking in oxygen. So you're welcome to ask a question or inquire into your own onboard divine innate intelligence, or your onboard communication system. If there's something that you are perhaps working on or working through, if it's a self-sabotaging looped pattern of behavior, if you're not very cognizant of your energy and you're easily triggered, I invite you to ask a question. For example, could be, is there anything I need to pay attention to today? Is there anything that I'm not being honest with myself about? Is there anything that I need to release for my own sake, for my own energy's sake, for my own focus sake? You're invited to scan your body right now to just bring your focus and your attention to the life force that enlivens and animates your body. And starting from your toes and working your way up to your ankles and your shins and your thighs. Noticing any area that needs attention, any area that may have blockages that have manifested in extra adipose tissue or AKA fatty tissue or waste. If there's any area where you're holding tension or stress, I invite you to scan your body right now, your hips, your stomach, your intestines, Scan your organs and just take a moment, put your internal intention. Have you been honoring your organs more so than not just, the skin and the muscles? Have you been honoring the organs that keep this whole vehicle moving and functioning and cleaning old waste out? They need a lot of attention, just like the plants. Have you been noticing your shoulders and your jaw if they're clenched from stress? So I invite you to tap into your own onboard divine innate communication system. It's not going to fight its way to be heard. It just requires a quiet listening. I should have set the intention for your day. You're invited to feed yourself the most beautiful, colorful, water-rich, nutrient-dense fuel, top quality fuel available to you. You're invited to fuel your mind and your eyes with pictures around what you would like to manifest in terms of your actions, things you would like to build or to create, things that you're aspiring to. If you can picture yourself walking in the park, playing the guitar, starting your business. If you like, you're welcome to write a few words or a couple of sentences in your journal, using colorful pencils if you like, just to set the tone and the intention for the day. You can feel free to come back and replay this for a few minutes in the afternoon, perhaps before you eat, to assist you and support you in getting grounded and being very present and intentional, which can feel different from being on automatic pilot. You can also play this before you go to bed just to create some support for yourself. Support works. So I invite you to be unapologetic about creating support for yourself. That is a big part of the work we're doing in the cocoon, pulling back a lot of your energy and your focus back for your own self. It's a positive type of selfishness that will allow you to recalibrate, nourish yourself before you start extending your energy out to everyone else and other people's problems and rantings and confusion and chaoticness. I invite you to pull a lot of your attention back in from all the things that are in one way, in one direction, dropping down pictures and images and directions and messages. And then we're just reacting to them. So I invite you to have a reciprocal communication with your own divine onboard innate intelligence. And you're invited to create a great day on purpose because you said so. And what can you do today that you personally, in your quiet moments, feel proud of in the sense of not outwardly, but you feel in integrity? It could be one action. And I would love for you to share that in the comments. Create a great day.